A title reads, Self-Awareness, Feelings and Adjustment. Text appears over a blurred background image of the Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Part of self-awareness includes being able to identify, acknowledge, and understand your personal feelings and emotions about an experience or situation. For people who are blind or have low vision, this process can help us adjust and become more comfortable with our own blindness or low vision. Individuals in this video explain feelings they have had surrounding their blindness or loss of vision and how they developed increased confidence and cultivated support systems.
A young Hispanic woman speaks to the camera from her home.
My name's Adeline Granger. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and cosmetology educator. I actually work at the School for the Blind on the weekends at Weekends Home. And right now I'm back in school. I'm majoring in psychology at Austin Community College, hoping to transfer by the fall. I had a lot of friends who were in high school who were very comfortable, and their vision was much worse than mine. A lot of them lost their vision pretty fast. So seeing them be comfortable and really helped, but also being encouraged by teachers and learning more about my own eye disease helped me to get more comfortable.
A young Black visually impaired woman speaks to the camera from her home.
My name is Demetria Ober. I am 21 years old now, and I go to school at Texas Women's University. I'm a junior studying social work and medical Spanish interpretation. I was born visually impaired, but I didn't find out until about 4th grade. So it kind of was like, wow, okay, there is something that's going on with me. So I definitely experienced depression and everything else that came with that. So how I kind of like got to the place where I am now is surrounding myself with friends and family, especially my friends that are kind of going through the same thing, visually impaired, and they're doing things with themselves, getting involved in like NFB, where I have a mentor who is blind and is killing it, and definitely pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I do experience times where it kind of hits me like, wow, I can't do this or I can't do that, or this is harder. But I definitely have a great support system, and I definitely like practice self-care, and I try to make sure that even though I can't see, everything else that I do is like to the best of my ability. So that involves grades, working out, sports, anything. So definitely it's finding that balance for me. It was finding that balance.
A still photo of the face of a blind Caucasian woman in her home.
I'm Norma Crosby, president of the National Federation of the Blind of Texas. Over time, my feelings about my own blindness evolved, partly just from being around other blind people who told me that I could accomplish things if I would find ways of utilizing the skills of blindness and not just low vision skills. And I really want to kind of say here, I respect everyone's decision about how they choose to refer to themselves, and how they feel about their own blindness is something we all have to learn to deal with.
A young Mexican man speaks to the camera from his home.
I am Salvador Villa, but I go by Sal. I am a 21-year-old college student at ACC, waiting to transfer to the University of Texas here at Austin. It's a phase, and it's a personal phase. No one else is going to understand it unless they're blind. And even at that point, everybody who's blind didn't go through the same life experiences. For me, I was timid and I was a bookworm in elementary school, parts of middle school. And then, by the time I was going into high school, I was still a bookworm, but I was more outgoing socially. And by my sophomore, junior, and senior year, I was pretty cocky because of the changes I made in my lifestyle. And I went to the Louisiana Center for the Blind after high school. During my training at LCB, that cockiness became self-confidence. So now it's a lot of confidence in myself and trying to find challenges.
A still photo of the face of a young Caucasian woman in her home.
My name is Ashley Pryor, and I am at Texas Women's University, and I study social work, and I'm graduating in 5 days on May 7th. And I am from Houston, but I live in Denton, Texas, and I plan to live in the DFW area, or I would like to. I don't really know how I actually got comfortable with it as much as life just came at me super, super quick. I lost my vision at 16. And so when I went to Texas School for the Blind, I think I was 17. And so it just kept life happened, and then I went to college. And so when you get thrown into real life situations, you just have to kind of keep going, and so you get comfortable just saying, hey, I'm blind, just keep going at it, but I feel that's how I got comfortable with it, is just saying this is my needs and this is my visual impairment, but I got to continue my education. I got to continue life. I got to continue going to the grocery store. That's a small part of it. So if this is your issue, it's not my issue. So I think that's how I got comfortable with it,
A young Latino male speaks to the camera from his office.
I am Gabe Cáceres. I'm the director of the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities. I grew up in Houston, Texas. I went to college and studied political science, went off to the Baltimore, D.C. area and worked for the National Federation of the Blind's Government Affairs Department, worked with Congress, worked with federal legislation and policy, and then got the chance to come back to Texas to really bring those skills and hone them more at the local level and work on policy at the local level and promoting accessibility throughout the city of Houston. So it was really funny. Growing up, I thought everybody was blind because I grew up with a bunch of blind relatives, which is not the normal experience for a lot of people. It wasn't until I started going to school, elementary school, that I realized that, we're actually, we're the minority. There's less blind people than not non-blind people, sighted people. And that was a really unique experience because when I was growing up, it was expected that we would help wash dishes and vacuum and take out trash and help sort laundry and that kinds of thing, chores that, just kids are expected to do. The big challenge for me was that I really hadn't met anybody outside of my family who was blind, who had a career, who had gone to college, who had internships and that kind of thing. So one of the most impactful things that I did actually was participate in the summer work experience in Austin, Texas, the SWEAT program through TSBVI. And actually my internship that summer was to work as a mentoring coordinating assistant at the NFB of Texas, at the National Federation of the Blind of Texas office. And that was the first time that I was around adults, blind adults that weren't related to me, that had gone to college, that were starting families, that had careers. And it was kind of an aha moment for me, because I realized that if these guys did it, I could do it too.
Demetria Ober speaking.
There was a time where if I would even mention my visual impaired, someone would ask about it, I would get very emotional. So just being in college, I'm constantly asked, or I constantly have to tell people or something because they might not know right off the bat or just at first look at me. So that also building up confidence in myself, yes, I am blind, but I'm still successful. I'm still going to be successful. So I would, definitely practice of doing it or explaining it, also understanding it and building up of confidence.
Ashley Pryor speaking.
I think I had a good support system with obviously my family and stuff. But honestly, when I came to Texas School for the Blind, I lost my vision at 16, and then I came to Texas School for the Blind at I believe 17. I think that's what it was. And Texas School for the Blind really, really, really like changed me, because if I stayed at my public school, I don't know really where I would be. So I feel like Texas School for the Blind, like they gave me like all of the life skills that I needed and the technology and like education and all that, but just having the one-on-one conversations with people that have lost like their vision, but also just like the encouragement with people that just got it, really pushed me and gave me like the strength to like keep going. So I definitely would give 100% of the credit to Texas School for the Blind, 100%. And then after Texas School for the Blind, when I went to college, just having that good support system with my friends that accepted me for who I was, kept pushing me to find my inner like self-love of, hey, I got this. So
Salvador Villa speaking.
It's a whole process. It's not like a Monday to Friday change. You're not going to be timid on Monday and be a confident monster on Friday. No, it takes time, and it's okay that it takes time. And how long it will take is unknown. That depends on you. I know for me, it took about. I mean, I'm still growing. I'm still learning, so it's still going. I started when I was 14, so I'm 21. It took about 7 years to get to how I am now, and I'm still planning to change. I still want to be a better person. I still want to be a better man, a better student. So that phase, it never ends, in the sense that it starts off maybe with grieving or a sense of anger or sadness, and you have to write those emotions out. It's okay. Humans are emotional creatures. It's fine. Feel those emotions, write them out, express them, not against yourself or other people, but in healthy ways. And slowly, once you find interest in life or find your purpose. I know that was a big one for me when I found my purpose.
Demetria Ober speaking.
I know for me, figuring out my support system was hard. Even now that I know I have a great support system, there are times where I feel like, wow, nobody's here for me, or I'm in this alone. So just knowing and reinforcing it in your mind that people are here for you, people want to help, but they can only do as much as you allow them to. I come from a very strict kind of tough love sort of family. So I know that kind of came off as, wow, nobody cares about what I'm going through. But I had to realize like that's just their way of pushing me to my best. So knowing that who's there for you, who's happy when good things happen to you, and who is there, even if you're in the wrong, they'll tell you like, hey, that wasn't a good idea. So it's just kind of figuring out what it is that you need and want to surround yourself with.
Adeline Granger speaking.
I got more comfortable, I would say, when I was going to the School for the Blind, because I was around all kinds of people with different vision and different disabilities. So being around them, and that being most of my life for 3 years, helped me to be able to say what I need to say when I need to say it, and the more visual world outside of the blind world.
Demetria Ober speaking.
First and foremost, I always kind of try to unplug for a second. If I ever get to that point where I find myself not wanting to do things, it's probably because I'm like at that point where I'm just completely overwhelmed. So I do that. Of course, I'll call my support system, my mom, my friends, talk to them about it, hear their advice. And from there, I can kind of make a decision of what I need to do.
Gabe Caceres speaking.
Find blind people that you can relate to. One of the most powerful things that I have experienced is being able to sit in a room with other blind people that really do get it. People tell you, I get it. But unless you're living this experience, you really don't. And I think there's something very powerful about sitting in a room with other people that really do get it and talk about things. And you kind of get to take a deep breath and a sigh of relief and kind of trade war stories and experiences and really get good advice. So if you don't have any already, I encourage you to find blind mentors that you can rely on.
Demetria Ober speaking.
I feel like it definitely has inspired me to do more, like whether it's friends that maybe didn't choose the same path that I chose, it kind of lets me know like, hey, you can do this, or like you want to do this differently. So it's definitely kind of have been a guide. And I know that when it comes to feeling like maybe down about my disability or anything like that, those are the people I go to because they can relate to me on a different level than maybe telling my family that, and I'm the only one in my family that experiences a disability. So I know having those people around me that are kind of going through the same thing, even though their experience is a bit different than mine, is definitely has been beneficial. And I feel when I talk to them about things that I'm going through, they can understand me on a different level.
Salvador Villa speaking.
Feel what you feel. There's going to be days when you're going to be mad. There's going to be days when you're sad, and it's okay. But don't stay stuck on those days. You know, are you going to let one day affect the rest of your life? No. Life goes on, and it's okay. You just have to find who you want to be and work towards it.
Text appears over a blurred background image of the Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
When we acknowledge and understand our feelings about an experience or situation, we can process and address those feelings more effectively. This is true about the feelings that we have about our blindness or low vision, and these feelings can come and go with different experiences and situations. Consider what feelings you have had about your blindness or low vision, and think about what strategies and support systems you have in place to help you.
A title reads, Self-Awareness, Feelings and Adjustment. Screen fades to black.